Top 3 most rare and valuable Washington quarters. Certain rare varieties and errors can be worth significant amounts. Here are 3 of the most valuable Washington quarters that could make you rich. What if I told you that a simple 1972 D Washington quarter could be worth not just hundreds, but thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. These rare era quarters have stunned collectors, selling for massive sums at auctions. Moneybag gemstones, stay with me till the end because I'm about to reveal the most valuable 1972 D quarters ever found, and how you could be the next lucky owner of one of these hidden treasures. Highest auction record, MS 67 by PCGS $10200 plus. 1972 D Washington quarter errors and their value. 1. 1972 D double die obverse, DDO. Error description: doubling appears on the words liberty and in God we trust. Value: $1,000 to $4,000 plus, depending on the doubling strength and coin grade. 2. 1972 D off-center strike. Error description: the coin was struck off-center, leaving part of the design cut off. Value: 5 to 10% off-center, $300 to $1,000, 50% plus off-center, $500 to $6,000 plus. 3. 1972 D struck on a wrong planchet. Error description: some 1972 D quarters were mistakenly struck on dime, nickel, or foreign planchets instead of the quarter planchet. Value: $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the incorrect planchet used. 4. 1972 D clipped planchet error. Error description: a portion of the coin is missing due to a defective blank. Value: $200 to $1,000, depending on the size and shape of the clip. 5. 1972 D broad strike error. Error description: the coin was struck without a retaining collar, making it wider and missing the reeded edge. Value: $100 to $1,000. 6. 1972 D die cracks/cuts. Error description: raised lines or blobs appear due to die damage, often near the date or lettering. Value: $40 to $1,850, depending on the size of the cut or crack. How to identify and authenticate a 1972 D error quarter. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on liberty or in God we trust. Weigh the coin, should be 5.67 grams, errors on wrong planchets will have different weights. Check for missing parts or irregular edges, indicating clipped planchet or broad strike errors. Look for cracks or raised areas, possible die cracks or cuts. Get the coin certified by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX if you suspect an error. Final thoughts. The 1972 D Washington quarter is generally not rare, but errors and high-grade specimens can be very valuable. If you suspect you have an error coin, getting it authenticated can significantly increase its market value at hundreds to thousands of dollars. What if I told you that a simple 1970 D Washington quarter could be worth not just hundreds, but thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. These rare era quarters have stunned collectors, selling for massive sums at auctions. Moneybag gemstones, stay with me till the end because I'm about to reveal the most valuable 1970 D quarters ever found, and how you could be the next lucky owner of one of these hidden treasures. Valuable 1970 D era coins. Some of the rarest and most valuable 1970 D Washington quarter errors include: 1. 1970 D double die obverse, DDO. Error description: doubling appears on liberty and in God we trust. Value: can range from $500 to $5,000 plus, depending on the strength of the doubling and coin condition. 2. 1970 D off-center strike. Error description: the design is struck off-center, leaving part of the coin blank. Value: 5 to 10% off-center quarters can fetch $100 to $350, 50% plus off-center coins can reach $3,000 or more. 3. 1970 D struck on a wrong planchet. Error description: some 1970 D quarters were mistakenly struck on dime or nickel planchets. Value: $1,000 to $7,500 plus, depending on the planchet type. 4. 1970 D clipped planchet error. Error description: a portion of the coin is missing due to an incomplete blank cut. Value: $200 to $2,000, based on the size of the missing section. 5. 1970 D broad strike error. Error description: struck without a retaining collar, causing it to spread out and lose its reeded edge. Value: $1,000 to $3P00. 6. 1970 D die cracks/cuts. Error description: raised lines or blobs appear due to die damage. Value: $500 to $2,250, depending on the size of the cut or crack. PCGS/NGC graded MS 67 plus, $75,000 plus, rare condition. The most valuable known 1970 D Washington quarter, graded MS 67 plus by PCGS, sold for $12,820 at auction. How to identify and authenticate a 1970 D era quarter. Check for doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust. Measure the weight. Normal quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Errors on wrong planchets will differ. Inspect for missing parts, clipped planchets or off-center strikes. Look for die cracks or cuds, raised bumps or cracks on the coin. Submit the coin to PCGS, NGC, or ANAX for authentication if you suspect an error. Final thoughts. A 1970 D Washington quarter with major errors can be highly valuable, especially in uncirculated condition. If you believe you have a rare error, getting it graded can significantly increase its market value hundreds to thousands of dollars. What if I told you that a simple 1973 D Washington quarter could be worth not just hundreds, but thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. These rare error quarters have stunned collectors, selling for massive sums at auctions. Moneybag gemstones. Stay with me till the end because I'm about to reveal the most valuable 1973 D quarters ever found, and how you could be the next lucky owner of one of these hidden treasures. Directed fire. Rare error varieties worth big money. 1. Double die obverse, DDO, error, worth $1,000 plus. One of the most valuable errors you can find in a 1973 D Washington quarter is the double die obverse, DDO, error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly, creating a doubling effect on letters, numbers, or even parts of Washington's profile. 2. OFF center strike, worth $500 to $5,000. Another major error collectors go crazy for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned with the press, resulting in a portion of the design missing or shifted to one side. Gemstone. The rarer, the better. The more off-center the strike, the higher its value. A 10% off-center coin may bring in $500, while a 50% off-center example with a visible date and mintmark can fetch over $5,000. 3. Clipped planchet error, worth $1,500 plus. This fascinating error happens when part of the metal planchet is mistakenly cut off before the coin is struck. Magnifying glass tilted right. Look for a curved or straight missing piece on the edge of the coin. Depending on the severity and how well the details are preserved, a clipped planchet 1973 D quarter could be worth more than $1,500. 4. Struck on a wrong planchet, worth £10,000 plus. Now, here's where things get really exciting. Some rare 1973 D quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other coins, such as dimes, nickels, or even foreign currency. These coins are super rare and can fetch unbelievable amounts at auctions. Moneybag gemstone. How to spot it? If the size or metal composition of your quarter seems off, you might have one of these ultra-valuable errors in your hands. Some of these have sold for upwards of $10,000 or more. Fire. Auction records, the biggest sales ever. Now, let's talk about the jaw-dropping prices these rare 1973 D quarters have sold for. White heavy checkmark in 1973 D double die obverse in high grade fetched over $3,500 at auction. Fire white heavy checkmark in 1973 D off-center strike, 50% off, went for an incredible $5,800. Gemstone white heavy checkmark in 1973 D struck on a nickel planchet shocked collectors when it sold for $12,000 plus. Money mouth face. These are just a few examples of how valuable these error coins can be. If you have one, you might be holding the next record-breaking piece. Direct hit.